Leadership Snohomish County alumni instantly have a unique connection to each other, and that in itself is such a big deal because you get done with the program and you're inspired, you're empowered, and then you're connected to not only your classmates, but all of the alumni. And so that is a really neat feeling. In the end, when you meet people from business and nonprofit and government, you learn that you're more similar than different and that we're all here to create a healthy and vibrant community. And so when you run into each other and you have that natural connection, we're bound to become all of those things we want because of the connection we get with Leadership Snohomish County.
Leadership Snohomish County alumni really have deep insight into the critical issues that are impacting our community. And beyond that, they have the skill set and the energy and drive to address those critical challenges. It's a unique combination of raising people's awareness about substantial concerns as well as opportunities within our community, and also then giving them the channels, the skills, and the tools to create solutions.
I think for one thing, we are nominated by people in our organizations who deem us to be important and really making an impact. And I know for me, just having my supervisor kind of sponsor me and just let me know that you are making a difference, I see potential in you, is something that really kind of resonated with me. We're able to realize that there are opportunities for change, and I think because we are so perceptive, given just the education that is provided by Leadership Snohomish County, we're kind of able to see those avenues where we as leaders can insert ourselves to just really impact the community.
What I found was that the county was actually, or the leadership in the county was looking for leadership. And that there was opportunities to do that, and that I was asked, because of my participation in Leadership Snohomish County, to actually sit on a couple of key boards that were looking for a cross-section of people.
What I think LSC really tries to do is it tries to give you dimensions on a whole host of subjects, both in the community, the elements impacting everybody, regardless of what your business is, that the things we talk about impact the business or are influenced by the business. And so by having some insight into that, and or a different viewpoint or a different context or a different way of looking at those problems, that's one of the things that, to me, distinguishes the LSC alum from any other leader.
I think that people who take the class naturally identify themselves as leaders, but then the class gives them a platform to have some difficult conversations that they may not have had in their own organization. And so once you're exposed to that, you're more likely to bring it up in your organization or in your community, and then you grow. People grow when they're challenged a little bit, and that does happen in the class. I think something that I've had a great time with this year is I sent a staff member, and I've only been out of the program 1 year, but to watch her, and she loves the education days, and she comes back to work the next day full of energy, even though the education days are long and they can be exhausting because you're learning so much. She comes to work so excited about what she learned. And so I love seeing Leadership Snohomish County through her eyes.
I think as classes, they all think they're the best, but as a program, once you come out of LSC, I think you've just separated yourself from others as leaders. With LSC, I think they really use their competitive advantage. I'm an economics major, so I think about those types of things. What's their competitive advantage? It's exactly, they focus on leadership and leadership only, but in different ways. And so you have leaders, and then you have LSC leaders. And as an alum, I really felt like when I was going in there, what else could I learn? I've read leadership books. I've read, how to lead this and that. But what Leadership Snohomish does is Leadership Snohomish County is really looking for folks that are in possibly leadership positions, but taking them to the next level.
I think what probably sets the alumni apart is the ability to work within the community and the knowledge base that's gained, that they're able to really look at the bigger picture and work together using those skills and sharing with each other, talking and seeing actually the big picture. I graduated in 2004, of course, the best year, as we all know, right? And several of those people I still work with today. I see them and we communicate and chat all the time. I think once again, it gave me that bigger picture of the community as a whole and an appreciation for community, the importance and the need for all voices to be heard. And I think that probably was the biggest gift, although I will say the people that I've met and that I've had the privilege to be around, not only in my team the year that we went through and the entire group, but bigger than that, every year. And having that fellowship with someone else who's graduated from leadership is a real excitement. It's a good point. It's a good place to be at. I really kind of see people as they graduate through leadership is kind of an individual voice, and that's joined together to create this beautiful chorus that represents a community at all levels, every ethnicity, every gender, and doing it so lovingly, and so that the approach to the community is one that I think many would envy, and I think it's what sets us apart.
Leadership is, at its core, about organizing and motivating people to achieve a common goal. And I think that what I learned through Leadership Snohomish County is no leader does it on their own. It's a team experience, and it really is about leveraging the collective intellect, energy, and positive talents of others to accomplish things that benefit everybody.
One thing that I realized as a participant in Leadership Snohomish County is the importance of just kind of sponsoring other people. And really kind of allowing other people who may not have a seat at the table to actually have a seat at the table, to really bring their perspectives, their strengths, even their weaknesses. I think as a professional, I have to kind of back off and just let them figure it out, They're able to exert their leadership skills in a way that I may not have thought of.
I was able to continue the relationships that I developed with the class, the first class, as it turned out to be, and many of the individuals in that class, not that they weren't already leaders in the community, but they became more of a leader in the community in their profession or their job or other functions. So I was able to draw and get them involved in our organization in one capacity or another, whether that was as a donor, volunteer, board member, what have you. So selfishly, those relationships are long-lasting.
As we have these tough conversations, we will be more resilient, and we will be able to tackle these tough problems that we have now. I mean, we see them now, and we already see collaborations within different groups that have been part of Leadership Snohomish County and in the future.
As a participant, was their emphasis on equity and racial injustice. I know when I attended, I think it was an education day focused on that topic, I was just blown away by, I guess, just how real the presenters were, how transparent they were. But not only that, but just how my classmates were able to understand the topic. And they were able to be vulnerable and transparent. And that's something that I really appreciated.
As a leader in leadership programs and a template of how to do things possibly for certain areas, again, changing that culture, we are also going to be looked at as that's where leaders are born. That's where leaders are created. And that's where we should be taking our business because they work together.
When I first got involved in Leadership Snohomish County, I kind of thought it was going to be about building a skill set, creating that toolbox of leadership competencies that help you be a better boss or, be a better manager of people. And what I realized is it's about a whole lot more than that. It's about raising awareness on critical issues. It's about connecting you as a person and connecting your organization to the broader community. And it's about developing that sense that we're all in this together. We've got lots of challenges, but we've got tremendous opportunities. We've got wonderful people in this community who are bringing positive energy to making this a great place to live. And that was the eye-opener for me. When I was younger, I probably had this thought that a leader is somebody who charges up a hill on a white horse and people follow him. Now that I've got a little bit more gray hair, I really know that leadership is about developing other leaders and making other people better, because you can't do everything on your own. It requires all of us coming together to get significant work done on some really significant challenges that are facing all of us.
I also think my mentality on leadership has changed as well. So I think something that Leadership Snohomish really emphasizes is kind of lifelong learning. Leadership is not just kind of a destination, it's really a journey. And so we're learning things along the way, we're making connections, we're able to just, really change our understanding. And that's something that I've recognized, that leadership is really about the connections that I make along the way. And it's not something that happens really quickly. It's just something that I develop over time.
Something that I can bring to the table is the understanding of part of our community and what we're doing on the reservation, but also for us to be aware of what's happening in the more urban areas or in the farm country, and to know that the more we know, the better we can make decisions and work together for the greater good.